Apple and everybody who sells Apple products would have you believe that the iPod Touch is the next big mobile gaming platform. You can see it right here in this catalog. Get your mobile game on. Groundbreaking technologies, blah, 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 blah. Sony, I think, would have something to say about that. They've been getting their mobile game on for a while now with the PSP. What's up, everybody? I'm Noah from PhoneDog.com. I don't know if you can see me in the reflection there behind the camera. Oh, there I am. But this is our GadgetDog fight between the Sony PSP and the iPod Touch. Now, earlier, we got ourselves a PSP and we unboxed it. We got the PSP 3000 model. Thanks to all of you who have commented, including the people who told me, dude, you're an idiot. You shouldn't have gotten that one because you can't mod it. Now we got ourselves an iPod Touch. We picked up the 8GB version, and basically, you know, if you've been following the channel, you know we do a lot of phone reviews, obviously, and so we've done reviews of the original iPhone and the iPhone 3G, and you might be saying, well, why'd you go and get an iPod Touch if, you know, you already have the iPhone and you can play games on it? Two reasons. One is if we're going to do a dogfight, we want to do it right, and we want to compare. You know, this is comparing two devices that you can do a lot of stuff with, gaming, multimedia, even some online connectivity, but you don't need a cellular data contract for. And the second is that, so we wanted to just, you know, compare those straight up. Outside of the phone arena, two devices you can use to do all that stuff with. You don't have to sign a contract. And the second is that we wanted to get a hold of Apple's best mobile gaming device. And even though they're very similar in terms of specs and everything, the iPod Touch and the iPhone are not exactly the same. The iPod Touch actually, the newest generation iPod Touch actually has the fastest processors, the best processing speeds, and the best video performance of any of the devices. The original iPhone, iPhone 3G, or first gen iPod Touch, or second gen. This one has been benchmarked the fastest, so, you know, we wanted to do this right. So we're unboxing here, and I need to pay attention to this so I can do this right, too. Inside the box of the iPod Touch, nice to see the packaging getting smaller and smaller. You get your earbuds, you get your dock, you get what looks like a little cleaning cloth screen protector kind of thing there. You get a docking cable. You do not get an actual AC adapter, so you have to plug this into a computer or get yourself an adapter separately. You can see on the back, I don't know if you can read it, but requires a Mac or a PC, Mac OS 10, 10.4 or later, Windows Vista, Windows XP, Home, or XP, SP2 later, and you need to get iTunes, which is a free download, obviously. And you know all about it by now, the iTunes ecosystem with all the games and the music and everything else. Apple wants you to buy it all from them. There's a lot to buy from them if you're interested. So we'll peel this off. And I'll have to send this to GadgetDog to use for the next iPhone Air video. Appreciate that. And so here you go. Here's the Touch. It's amazingly thin. I mean, it's not news by now. You've probably seen a million of these already. But it's incredibly thin. 8 gigs. You know, we can look at it next to, see if there's any power in there. Looking at it next to the PSP, obviously it's a much smaller device. You know, you're making some trade-offs, and I think as people commented in the first video. And if you're an owner of one or both of these devices, you know, if you've used them extensively, love to hear from you. Go over to the PhoneDog forums and hit us up, let us know. So I got to initialize this. What you think of the two devices. But obviously, you know, the PSP, you've got extra controls for gaming, obviously, because it's a gaming device. I said obviously twice there in one sentence. So on, you know, the left side, you've got the D-pad, the analog stick. On the right side, you've got your control buttons, buttons on the bottom, buttons on top. The iPod Touch is more or less the size of the PSP minus all those buttons. Obviously, you know, much thinner. And it's a full touchscreen device. You know, it's got the home button on the bottom, the volume control on the one side, the power button on the top, and that's pretty much it. Your docking control on the bottom. You lose, and then your headphone jack on the bottom as well. Compared to the iPhone, you lose some of the functionality. I mean, some of the controls, rather. You don't have a camera on the back, and you don't have the mute switch. Obviously, there's no ringer, so you don't need that. And it's a full-on touchscreen, so you control everything via touchscreen and accelerometer, that kind of thing. Also, between the two devices, another main difference is how you store things, how you get games and other media on and off the devices. The PSP uses the UMD discs, so you buy games or movies on these little discs. What do I have in here? Got some Madden 09. So then also you can put stuff on the memory stick here, Sony's proprietary memory stick duo format. So my bundle I bought came with 1 gig. So $199 for the PSP, got me the PSP, the 1 gig memory stick, 1 game, a coupon for a downloadable game, and then 1 UMD movie. The iPod Touch, $219 for just the iPod Touch. The memory, like I said, 1 gig memory stick with the PSP. This iPod Touch has 8 gigs built in, and you transfer content. USB connector. We showed you the connector on the bottom here on the iPod Touch. With the PSP, you can buy the game cartridges. You can purchase and download games. You can move stuff around on the memory stick as well. And so there you go, kind of a basic overview of the two devices. Like I said in the first video, we got the PSP a couple weeks ago now. I've been playing some games on it, getting used to it. The iPod Touch, familiar with through all the work we've done with the iPhone. So we'll be doing a lot of head-to-head comparisons, multimedia and gaming, basically. But again, I think out of the box, it's pretty clear. Gaming device, kind of an all-in-one device that they decided, we could really do some gaming stuff with. So we're just trying to put Apple's claims to the test here and see, is it really that great of a gaming device? All right, so we'll be back with a lot more, but weigh in the comments here or over on the Phone Dog forums. Once again, let's use the back because it's shinier. That's me, Noah from PhoneDog.com behind the camera. But really, you're the ones we want to hear from. iPod Touch, PSP. If you had $200 and you had to spend it on one of these two devices, you couldn't, put in the bank for a rainy day or use it to feed the hungry or something like that, which one would you get and why? Let us know. PhoneDog.com. Head over to the forums. For PhoneDog and GadgetDog, I'm Noah. We'll see you later.